If you ever meet a man like Benson, run. Not because he's dangerous, but because the lies around him can bury you alive. Benson was a man who loved trouble, even though he never called it that. He called it adventure. Some said he was handsome, others said he had a sweet mouth. Whatever it was, Benson had a gift, a dangerous one. He knew how to make women trust him, love him, and do anything for him. He had a soft voice, walked like a prince, and smelled like wealth, even though he was a mechanic in Lagos. His garage wasn't big, but he always found a way to dress well, look fresh, and carry the latest phone. And somehow his phone was always ringing. Most times it was not about work. It was the women. There was Angel, a church usher who brought him food every Sunday after service. Nina, a makeup artist who paid his rent without asking questions. Lizzie, a nurse who sneaked drugs for him anytime he said he had headache. And then there was Faith, the main one, the only one who thought she was the one for him. Faith was different. She didn't just love Benson, she believed in him. She gave him her whole savings to expand his garage. She cooked for him, washed his clothes, and once even borrowed money from her mother just to help him pay a debt. But Benson didn't slow down. The more they gave, the more he took. And he had one rule, never let the women meet. But trouble doesn't knock when it's coming, it just bursts in. One Saturday morning, while Benson was at home eating jollof rice from Angel, his phone rang. It was Lizzie. "Benson, are you okay?" she asked, voice shaking. "Of course, why?" "Someone just sent me your obituary on WhatsApp. They said you died in an accident." Benson dropped the spoon. His eyes widened. "Who sent it?" he asked. "I don't know. I'm crying, Benson. Where are you? Tell me it's not true." "I'm alive, Lizzie. Calm down." She ended the call without replying. He hadn't even wiped his hand when another call came in. It was Nina, crying. "Benson, why didn't you tell me you were sick? Why would you die without saying goodbye?" "I'm not dead," he shouted. "What kind of joke is this? Someone just added me to a Facebook group called Benson's Memory Lives On. They're posting pictures of your burial. Is this a prank?" Benson felt sweat under his armpits. He checked his phone. Dozens of missed calls. Angel, Faith, Lizzie, even Daniel, Faith's elder brother. Then a new message came in. A picture of his own face on a black poster with candles around it. Below it were the words, "Gone too soon, Benson Ease, a good man, a peaceful soul, forever missed." Benson's hand shook. Who was behind this? He was alive, breathing, eating jollof rice. He scrolled through the Facebook group. Over 300 members had already joined. Some were sharing pictures of him. Some were writing, RIP1 even claimed she was pregnant for him. Before he could think further, someone knocked at the door. Not a normal knock, a pounding. He tiptoed and peeped through the curtain. It was Faith, and behind her were Nina and Lizzie. His heart sank. They had joined hands. He didn't know what to do, so he ran into the bathroom and locked the door. The pounding turned into banging, then shouting, "Come out, Benson! Liar! Manipulator! Even in death, you're a coward!" The voices were angry and broken. Then something unexpected happened. They went quiet. Benson waited. 5 minutes, 10. He opened the door slowly and peeked out. The room was empty. He walked out quietly, only for the front door to burst open. Faith and Lizzie dragged him by the shirt, and Nina slapped him before he could speak. "You think you can play with our hearts and fake your death? Where's the money you took from me?" Nina screamed. "Give me back my dignity," Lizzie shouted. He tried to explain, but they wouldn't listen. They pushed him, slapped him, dragged him until neighbors came and separated them. That was the beginning of his shame. The video of him being beaten by his girlfriends went viral. People laughed. Some called him Benson the Heartbreaker. Others called him Mr. Funeral. His garage became empty. No one brought their cars anymore. Even Daniel, Faith's brother, sent boys to threaten him. But even as things collapsed around him, Benson didn't stop lying. He blamed the obituary on a hacker. He said someone was trying to destroy him, and he has never cheated. He cried crocodile tears. Faith cried too, but hers were real. She walked away from him. The others followed, but Benson didn't learn. One day, he met a new woman, Teresa. She was rich, pretty, widow, lonely. He told her lies, said he was a real estate agent, said his parents died in a fire, and he had no one in the world except her. And just like that, she believed him. Within weeks, Teresa was introducing him to her friends, showing him her properties, and calling him my husband. But Teresa had one secret Benson didn't know. Her niece Angel, the same Angel who used to bring him food, lived with her now. When Angel saw him, she screamed, "Auntie, that's the man, that's the Benson I told you about." Teresa was shocked. She confronted Benson, who tried to lie again, but Angel had proof, chats, voice notes, even videos. Teresa threw him out and swore never to speak to him again. That was the last straw for Benson. Every woman in his life had left him. The money was gone. His garage had closed. His name was now a joke on social media. Even his family stopped picking his calls. He sat on a bench one rainy night, watching people walk past him like he was invisible. He tried to call Daniel to ask for forgiveness. No answer. He sent Faith a long message. She blocked him. He went to church. The usher at the door was Angel. She didn't even blink at him. So one day, he sat in his dark room and whispered, "Maybe if I die for real, they'll forgive me." He wrote a note and swallowed sleeping pills. But fate had one last twist. Nathaniel, his landlord's son, came in that night to collect rent and saw him foaming at the mouth. They rushed him to the hospital. He survived. But when he woke up, something changed. He didn't remember his name, didn't remember Angel, Faith, or Nina. He looked around the hospital, confused like a baby. Doctors called it temporary memory loss from emotional trauma and drug overdose. People came to visit out of curiosity, not love. Some cried, some laughed, some took selfies. Faith came too. She stood by his bed, tears in her eyes. But when she spoke, he didn't recognize her. I was someone who loved you," she said softly. He blinked. "Are you my sister?" She smiled sadly. "Number just a ghost from your past." And she walked out, leaving him with his blank eyes and empty heart. Months passed. Benson healed, but his memory didn't return. Now he lives quietly in a small town where no one knows his story. He repairs radios and fans, tells people his name is Ben, and goes to church every Sunday. Sometimes he sees women looking at him strangely as if they recognize him. Sometimes he dreams of candles, loud voices, and women crying, but he always wakes up not knowing why. And somewhere in the world, 3 women, Angel, Nina, and Faith, smile whenever they hear the name Benson. Because even though he didn't die the first time, a part of him did. The lying part, the cheating part, the man they once loved, but never truly knew. And for the first time in his life, Benson, now just Ben, doesn't lie. He waters flowers, helps old women cross the road, reads the Bible with children. Some say he's a good man now, but others wonder if he ever remembers, what will he do? And deep inside him sometimes, just sometimes, he stares at the mirror and tears fall, but he doesn't know why. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be notified once I drop another story.